Today on Running to Him, we are to show kindness to strangers. Today's reading from the reading plan is in Genesis 18, verses 1 through 13, and we will concentrate on verses 18, verses 2 through 5. Genesis 18, verses 2 through 5 says, "When he lifted up his eyes and looked, behold, 3 men were standing opposite him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and he bowed himself to the earth and said, 'My Lord, if now I have found favor in your sight, please do not pass your servant by. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will bring you a piece of bread that you may refresh yourselves. And after that you may go on, since you have visited your servant.' And they said, 'So do as you have said.'" There are 2 situations presented in this section of Genesis: the prophecy of Isaac's birth and Abraham's treatment of strangers. As we will discuss Isaac's birth in chapter 21, I'd like to concentrate on Abram's response to strangers. Now, this past week has been very interesting for me. I try to keep my mind focused on God when I see people publicly asking for money. There are times that I'm told not to give them any money, and at times I'm told to give them some. On occasion, God prompts me to have a short discussion with them. 3 times this week, I've been told to comfort someone in this way. As I was walking into Walmart, I saw a man sitting next to the exit door, and I assumed that he was waiting for a ride. He said nothing to me as I walked by. After making my purchases, I again passed him, and I heard a very faint sound, but it was unintelligible. I walked about 20 feet more and heard in my mind, "He asked for money." I turned around and I went back and asked him if he had spoken to me, and he said, "Yes, could you spare some change?" I opened my wallet to give him $1 and again heard a voice in my head saying, "Give him all your $1 bills." It turned out that I had 5 $1 bills I didn't realize I had. I gave them to him. Now, a few minutes later, I exited the Walmart parking lot in a direction that I rarely go, and there was a family, a boy, girl, and a father, with a sign asking for money. Again, I heard a voice say, "Give him $20." I called the man over and spoke with him for a moment or so and found out that he was Romanian, and he offered the fact that he was Romanian Orthodox. I never asked him to provide that information. After giving him the money, he made the sign of the cross as an Orthodox Christian would. It's a different way than Catholics would sign the cross. Now, I can't talk about the third situation because of its nature, but it was an equally direct sign from God to become involved. Christ expects that we minister to those in need. In Matthew chapter 25, verses 31 through 40, he explicitly compares those who minister and those who only talk about ministry. I'm not going to argue whether or not Christ is referring to our ministry today or to the tribulation period. The principle is the same. We are to minister to those in need. We are to recognize those who God brings before us so that we can minister to them. God will not lead us to all people who profess a need, but God will, if you listen, show us people to whom we should minister. Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.